It's so bad.
Yeah, well, when you're sick for like a month straight and you have things to do, yeah, that'll that'll screw with your sleep for sure.
Oh my goodness. Like,
Yeah.
hey, here we are. We alive. Welcome.
Hey,
Look who I
two
found.
of us.
Greg is back for his now what I think is just like monthly appearance on the show. He's now a guest.
As I immediately die as I was clearly sick with bronchitis and or maybe pneumonia. Who knows? I'm fine. We're here. We're not at the pearly gates, which I know my garage now looks like, but we're fine. We're fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Just let it happen. But we're back. We're back for 2025.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Uh maybe Greg will finish a car this year.
That's highly doubtful.
Or get a new car this
That's
year.
also highly doubtful.
Boring.
We'll see. We'll see.
I gotta relist all the parts for the Mustang, like because it's only like 10 days or something like that on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, really?
So I gotta go and
Oh, yeah, that's right. You gotta like re-up the listing.
so because I need some of
Yeah.
that. I really need some of that stuff to go. I just
Yeah.
see aforementioned ill comment.
Yeah.
Like just
Exactly.
stuff has just. I was like, oh, dang it! I need to do well that.
Yeah.
And that's totally forgotten.
Meanwhile, in bed, not doing anything, even though you have your phone, you're just like, I can't even push the button at this point. No, no more energy.
That's not even that. I got a new chair, as I shared, and like for like that I'm currently sitting in. Like I should make that clear, but it like hasn't like broken in yet, so like it's mildly uncomfortable. But like everything I do from an entertainment perspective is in my office or den or whatever you want to call it, and my like, room is just literally a bed. All this, my dresser. It does have a desk. I'm pretty sure I'm going to convert like one part of it into like a studio,
Mm,
or at
nice.
least something temporary, just so like because like this background's great and all. I mean, it isn't, but it is what I have to deal with. But like, I want to be
Yeah.
able to like for like the long form stuff. I want to be able to like either have like a green screen or like something something better because what I've noticed in the long form videos is it's very dark behind me. I don't have those 3 points of light. I only have 2 points. So I have light here, light there, but this is dark. But if I light it up, all you see is like the mess that is our kitchen table. So
Right. Yeah.
it is what it is, man. How are you? What have you been up to the last couple weeks?
Oh man, I am fine now. I think I was having a whole bunch of bronchitis and or pneumonia. I don't know, but it's that thing when you're like, and you get that like crackling right here in your like bronchial area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had all that for like 3 straight weeks, and I had to also be dad, and I had to also do Christmas, and I had to also do all the holidays stuff, and I just go, man, I'm definitely just gonna be sick for all of this. This is gonna be super fun. Can't wait. So yeah. Hey Andrew, what's up, dude? Um, so yeah, was like horribly sick. Not like, on my deathbed, bedridden or anything, but man, it's nice to actually be able to breathe like this and not just go like out
Oh yeah,
on
just
on the exhale. It's it was annoying. So finally better for that. As you can see, I still have my summer tires and wheels on my car, so I need to get over to Blue Sky to put the winters on because there's been a couple of touch and go days there where summers were not the ideal
you
scenario.
you are weak. I am still rocking the R888Rs on the Mustang.
Yeah, that's good. You also live on a fantastically flatter piece of land than I do,
True, and if
so.
I need to go anywhere and the weather is less than ideal, I just grab the Equinox and go. Like,
Right, exactly. So I mean, I can grab the XC90 when Kate's around, and that's fine. But like getting out of my driveway and down my street becomes a an adventure if there's even just a dusting of snow in these tires. So it it'll get better. Hopefully I'll get over there next week to Jeff so we can finally knock that out. Um, but other than that, everything's good. Christmas is good. Christmas was good. Got some car themed stuff. I got myself a Lego set from my wife Kate. Of course, you know who Kate is, but for the viewers, she got me a McLaren MP4-4 Ayrton Senna. I believe it was the 1988 car. I forget which one was the MP4-4, but it's a really sick Lego set. And funny enough, one of the dads in my neighborhood also got one, the same one, in our neighborhood chat. So I was like, oh, sick. We both now have that in our house. So I got to figure out where the hell to display it once I finish it. I'm gonna do it this weekend. But yeah, it was a good good holiday. How about you, dude?
Totally uneventful, which is the way I like them.
Ooh.
Hey, Andrew, what's
That
going
is
on,
the
buddy?
ideal way to holidays.
Nothing really crazy. Uh, my sister came over with the niece and nephews, so that was pretty cool. My nephew's like sort of, kind of getting into cars now. It's
Nice.
he loves remote control cars, even though I got him like a banger one last year for his age. Like it's not anything. It's not one of those ones where it's just like zing and it's gone, right? You know what I mean? But it's like good
Yep.
starter because like he does a good job when he's behind the car and like controlling it and everything like that. But like he still is struggling with the concept of when the car's coming at him.
Hmm.
Left isn't left anymore.
Yeah, you gotta go left, and oh, it's going that way. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's funny.
so no, it was decent. Like I said, I too have to get up to Blue Sky. I have to clean off the supercharger kit because apparently the buyer for that has gone AWOL, which is annoying
Nice.
because that was going to pay for the disassembly of the old car and part of the build or part of the installation of the new parts on the new car.
Mm.
So now I'm sitting on damn near 15 grand worth of parts that I need to liquidate.
Isn't that just the best?
It's just,
You have a buyer for things, especially car parts, and then all of a sudden, gone.
so it's all good. I like we talked about. I sold the shell. The guy forgot the upper and lower radiator supports. He's like, "Hey, how often do you drive by Delaware?" And I'm like, "Almost never." And by almost never, years. I think Delaware is a state I have to drive through to get to the Outer Banks. That was it, and I haven't been to the Outer Banks in a few
Yep.
years. So,
Yeah.
no, it's been good. Yeah, sorry, blanking out. Elliot of Elliot Alvis fame is DMing Mustang stuff or Mustang memery to me. Um,
Yes.
just that's what he said. So it was like challenge accepted. You build something LS related, and I'll build the
That's
Mustang,
good.
and we can have a little fun with it. So
I love that. That's great.
um, what am I looking at? Oh, right. All right, there we go. But I think since it's in the title, and we're waiting for some people to kind of pop on here. Um,
Yeah.
what is your number one automotive related resolution?
Oh, my number one automotive related resolution is to um oh, that's a great question. Uh, well, I guess probably finish my garage because now it's painted. I got the floor done. Now I want to get some shelving up and have the garage be complete. And that's my number one resolution. So by the end of February, I want to have this thing completely done with like some shelving, a couple of nice automotive cabinets, and some like bike rack storage for like the boys and Kate's bike. And yeah, that's probably number one. Number two is to get a secondary car or a second car. That would be awesome. So those are my two biggies. One of them also very much cheaper than the other. So we'll deal with the garage first, and then we'll do the second car maybe later this year. What about you?
Well, last year my automotive resolution was to put the carbon fiber roof on the Mustang, and the Mustang had other ideas.
Yeah, the Mustang was just like, I'll see your carbon fiber roof and I'll raise you an engine fire.
Battery fire in the engine bay.
Oh, yes, battery fire engine bay. Yes,
Very important distinction because I plan on selling that long block.
that's true. That's true. Was not an engine fire, was a battery fire. Um, Confirmed because I saw the video of the giant hole that the battery blew in the side of itself.
Yeah. Um, so for me, it's to. I'd like to honestly get all of the top end stuff done on the Mustang. So
Okay.
at minimum, Cobra Jet intake, big throttle body. In I have to buy a cold air intake for it because the throttle body obviously is much bigger. Well, it's dual throttle bodies, but dual 67s versus 185. You can kind of figure it out, or 180, I should say. So I've been debating on what intake to get with that because, as we all know, cold air intakes are a bit of a misnomer unless you get an enclosed system. So that's one of the things. But the whole point of this build, if you even want to call it a build, but the whole point of it is to get into the heads and put hot cams in it, springs, retainers. We've talked
Right.
about the potential of. Oh, I need to reach out to Frankenstein and see what their package is because they will assemble the heads. So theoretically, I could send.
Giggity. Freezing.
They're nice and gentle with it, massage it.
Extra phrasing. Extra phrasing.
It's not phrasing, but the next long form video I'm going to do next week, I'm seriously, I'm mild. Actually, I shouldn't say it. I am actually concerned it's going to get demonetized.
All of the innuendos.
I mean, I'll get to it in a
Innuendo.
I'll get to it in a second because it's fucking well. On the one hand, it's hysterical. On the other hand, very much not hysterical, but quite bad actually. But so I need to get with them and figure out how much it's going to cost to, basically port, polish the heads, and then have them build the head, and then just so all Jeff has to do is take the heads, put them in a box, send them to Frankenstein. Frankenstein does their magic, brings it back or ships it back, and it goes back on the car. I need to talk to them and see what exactly entails with all that because in my head it's cam, springs, retainers, port, polish, send it, but there may be things like for the cam phasers, all the randomly fun stuff for variable valve.
Right.
So, but my goal is to get all of that done this year. Hopefully the intake and all that fun stuff by Carlisle. But if everything sells, I could theory have it done by Carlisle.
Okay.
So-
That would be pretty insane.
Pretty insane, and then go back and be like, and go back to the exhaust comp and be like, all right, you didn't like boost, you jackwagons. Let's see how you like an 8,500 to 9,000 RPM redline, depending on how available C10 is, or 110 is in the greater Carlisle area.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. I'm not going to guarantee any of that because obviously it's all predicated on selling stuff.
Right.
So, Anthony, what's going on, my good dude?
Hopefully. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? And Andrew, to answer your question, Volvo's been doing great. That's 72,000 miles now. It is
Under
still
turboed.
as reliable, under turboed, still factory turboed. As reliable as any car I've ever had. The most reliable car I've ever had. Still sounds great. Still looks great. Still goes great. Literally no complaints. I mean, the only complaint I could say about this car is that the interior is just a little small for two kids. as they are growing and the interior of the car is not. So my youngest is probably going to end up getting into a booster soon. Um, so that'll actually help a lot because that ginormous car seat that is in the back of my car currently will be gone, and it will just be a nice booster right on top of the seat, just like my older one has. So that'll be really nice. They can just buckle in. They don't have to do the freaking 5-point harness anymore, which is obnoxious at this point, especially with winter coats. But that will make the space in the rear seat a lot better. So it will feel minivan-esque once that happens. You're muted. You are.
As I was saying, listen, we grew up, well, at least I grew up. Uh, I think Dad's car was a Volkswagen Fox, and we did have the
Hmm.
Trooper as sort of the family car, but even then, those weren't abundantly spacious.
Hmm.
They need to learn, Greg. And plus, they're your kids. The
Oh yeah.
odds of them being too big for the backseat of a V7, V60 is astronomical. You are not going to
No.
have a. Uh, I think you need to come to grips with the fact that the basketball slash volleyball scholarships are not going to be coming.
Oh, it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the enormous car seat and the fact that my younger one is now oversized for it, and his feet just constantly are either on the seat or in my shoulder and ear. And I go, bro, you, you, I'm gonna switch the side of the car you sit on if this is how it's gonna be. So I'm just very excited for a booster. But like yeah, if you're my size, I mean I'm short. I'm 5'6" on a good day after a long sleep. So if you're my size, sitting in the back of that car, totally fine. And they will be too. I'm hoping they hit 5'8", 5'9". That'd be awesome. And then I hope they marry a 6'4" woman so that tallness can get back into my gene pool because I and Kate are not it. We are 5'6" and 5'2". Those kids will be lucky to hit 5'6". We'll see. But that was great. Big fan.
Oh, God. Photoshop keeps insisting on opening. Hold on. Close. There we go. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, look at it this way. If they're not tall, sorry, fine, center board. Adobe is freaking out at the moment. Maybe it's because I was messing
Eh,
around with liveries in for Assetto
yeah,
Corsa.
probably.
But no, I mean the upshot to being short is most
Hmm.
racing car drivers are short.
Hmm. That is very true. Well, who's the tallest one in Formula One? George?
I have no idea. I don't.
I want to say
I
it's
don't
George.
dive into Formula One that deeply.
Yeah, me neither. But if you look at like the paddock, it's like Esteban Ocon, George. Man, I can't even remember his last name right now.
Russell.
George Russell, and then everyone else, like way down here. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a short guy sport,
You know, especially
which is
with the
why
way
I
that.
love it so much.
I mean, now I'm not a tall man, but good lord, every time I get into a car after you, it's like, how are you legally allowed to drive this without a booster seat? Because I think,
Well, the thing is, I'm very bottom short. So like my legs are just very short. I have a normal torso. My legs are just insanely short. Like my inseam is a 27, which is just stupid for an adult human. But yeah. So like yeah, yeah,
Greg running is hysterical.
yeah. I'm literally a cartoon when I run. It's hilarious. Um but yeah, like, but yeah, getting into a car after me, everyone has to has to move the seat back. I do. I'm a huge fan that I did marry someone that's shorter than me because I get in the XC90 and I'm like, I have to put the seat back. I feel a lot taller now.
I mean, serious question: do the airbags turn off when you're driving?
No, no,
It's quite dangerous, Greg.
they are still on. I'm not driving a semi truck. Jesus.
Oh, you're a small person. You have to. When Greg drives, you just see eyes on the. Like, this is the dashboard. You just see eyes.
Yep. I'm just a toddler driving my own car. Oh, man.
Sean, Steve, welcome, my dudes. Sean finally has a drivable
Hello.
vehicle, so yays in chat for Sean. His
Yeah. W in chat for Sean. Big dubs.
great, the odds have started.
Oh, great.
That's not going to stop for the rest of the show.
Nope.
Greg, W's in chat. Instantly puts W.
Me. Give him a dub. Why not? Dubs for Sean. Sean, what is your car? What is the car that is so wonderfully bringing you around places now?
It is. It's not his Volvo.
Oh, interesting.
I hate Facebook. There we go.
Don't say that. We're on Facebook.
Yeah, only 4 viewers.
That's poor people.
4 people. Man, I don't know why we do better when it's just one of us. Like, it's one of the world's great mysteries.
So I think it's because I think it's because we're going through Skype. That's my theory. And because like you didn't go through Skype last week, did you? Obviously.
No, I don't.
You just went direct to the apps via Streamlabs.
Yeah, well, it's just my webcam, but it's not like
right.
I mean, it's still only 1080.
I know, but that's my theory. I think it's because it's like just another thing removed. That's my guess.
I don't know. See, it does make sense because as far as Facebook or YouTube or whoever is concerned, it's just one output. It's just a bunch of pixels and noise. Like it doesn't know how those pixels and stuff are being generated, and I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. That's my theory. I don't think it probably is not correct, but I've noticed that when I've gone solo, just like if I just natively go on Facebook, I'll get like 10 or 20 or 30 people on, just me just sitting here, and it's not consistent. But it's just like, oh, like we get spikes that are 10 times what we get normally. And I don't know why. Like same with you. Like we got way more views when it was just you last week. So I don't know. It's I think it's Skype, honestly.
Anthony goes, gentlemen, the Nissan Xterra name patent is being renewed in the U.S. Well, yay! Prepare for a crossover.
Oh god. Oh, could you imagine?
Well, what
could you imagine?
I mean, all of the let's look at it. All of the SUVs that were decent, apart from say the Land Cruiser, 4Runner, maybe the Cherokee, although Bronco, right? Like, there's only a few from the past that are still body on frame. The rest are unibody. Yeah, frame rate's too low. Interesting. I have to look into that. I keep telling myself. Okay. Stop yelling at me, Facebook. Yeah, I can't. I have to do that.
I don't know. That's actually a really interesting one because of Honda potentially buying Nissan. So I'm curious if that was part of Nissan's plans before that happened, or Honda was like, "Yo, you should really re-up that because you should do things."
Well, I think for Honda, I think if we look at it from a purely corporate standpoint, any model that holds a brand value that Nissan has, they're gonna want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously Z, GTR, Skyline down the road, but like Xterra means something in the off-roading world. Titan, even though it was very much the 4th best-selling full-size pickup truck, and the Frontier wasn't at the top of the sale, but those trucks have names, have value, brand recognition, etc. So it could just
Hmm.
be, in my guess is Honda going, let's make sure we have all of this so that the Kia Xterra doesn't catch us by surprise in 2 3 years.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hey, that's a solid business plan.
And
Because Xterra is a pretty sweet name for an SV. I'll be honest.
well, it has recognition, right?
Right.
It's why in this whole world we live in, it's why like the Explorer hasn't the nameplate hasn't died, right? It's
Yeah.
why bringing back the Bronco the right way has meaning. All this stuff, right? All that stuff has value, and if you're a company buying another company, you want all of those assets to be a part of the deal.
Right. And you want that to be secured as opposed to randomly, randomly going astray.
Well, you want to make sure you're just getting what you pay for, right?
Yeah. Right.
If I bought your Volvo, right, and you're like turbocharged, straight six, blah 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 blah, all this sort of stuff, all-wheel drive, confirmed 13-second quarter mile, all this sort of stuff, and I get there and it's on different wheels. The
Yeah, and
you know,
it's the four banger version, or or it's the five. It's not a Polestar. You're like, well, what the fuck?
right. So what is happening?
Yeah.
God damn it! I'm not even tired. Um, Steve goes, the new Bronco is ass. The Bronco Sport, does nothing for me. However, the Bronco itself is very much not. And that'll be a vehicle that if I won the lottery, you will know it because I will be getting a Bronco Raptor and I'm meeting it. What is it? The Megazilla or whatever it is, the 600 plus horsepower version of the Godzilla
Oh
V8.
yeah.
That'll be going
Yeah.
into it.
Hell yeah.
We have Paul in here. Hope Dodge, Chrysler, and Ram get spun off of clueless Stellantis. I think a lot of people. There's two ways this goes, right? Like Stellantis, in their infinite wisdom, decides that V8s are the devil, and there's no recovering from that, so they have to sell off the brands because, well, they created a dumpster fire, or they learn from their mistake and we're 2 to 3 years out from the Hemi returning, maybe even sooner.
I hope that none of that happens, and they see the error in their ways, bring back the Hemi, and they can have their little EV thing on the side, which is what every company should be doing.
Yes.
Cool. Make EVs for EV people. Not everyone wants that. Make V8s for V8 people. Not everyone wants that. Make four bangers for four banger people. Not everyone wants that. Guess what? People like choice. Who knew? Everybody knows that. Everyone wants choice. So why not have what's that meme with the little girl? Why not both? Like, why
Yeah.
not freaking both? Like,
Well,
it's not a difficult concept. You have multiple production lines. Supply chain is not that difficult to figure out when you're that big. You have entire teams dedicated to supply chain. Move shit around, make it work. End story.
yeah. I mean, here's what I think we're running into with a lot of this stuff. A lot of people fail to realize that when a car company says, like Dodge, right? They come around and they say, okay, we're doing the Charger, blah blah blah. It's not like they figured it out 12 months ago. And this is most new cars are like a 5 to 6 year gestation from idea
Hmm.
to execution. So the technology you see in a brand new car is actually 5 6 7 years old.
Yeah.
The design language, the powertrain, all of this sort of stuff is all falls into that sort of time frame. So what they looked at was, wow, EVs are booming because they kind of were, and a lot of these companies didn't really realize that there was a plateau for EV sales. There was always going to be one, not one, you know, one in five new cars sold being an EV was pretty impressive in my opinion.
I
For
agree. That's very impressive.
you know, I don't think it can get much higher than that, especially when you take all factors in.
For them still being in their infancy, that is insane. Like EVs really just became mainstream in 2012 when Tesla made the Model S. That's sort of when it happened. Other than that, like EVs are 12 years old. Imagine the car. Think about it from the car perspective. So think about just the gap of 1900 to 1912. I know the car came before that, but think of 1900 to 1912. That is a very small amount of time for car. 2012 to 2024, now 2025, but still 12 years. That's that's still a small amount of time for car. For EVs, I agree. Like for it to be one out of five new ones in 12 years time, that is very impressive. But
Yes, but I
that
think
seems to be the saturation point.
right, and I think a lot of these companies, you're a lot. We see how many companies have pivoted away from the EV future, right, to a EV,
Basically all of them,
to a
except for Jaguar.
which that's even dumber because I can't. That was something in the last couple years, but
Yeah.
have been able to pivot. Well, it wouldn't have taken much from Stellantis or Chrysler to sit here and think, okay, this EV thing, it's got to hit a point where it's going to hit saturation or it's going to plateau or even dip.
Hmm.
What if we designed the new Charger, the new Challenger, whatever? We have this electric route, but we engineer in a way to, oh crap, this isn't, the market's changed. Things, oh no, what do we do? Uh oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, now we have an engine bay that we can, and a transmission and a driveline that can easily accommodate a V8 for those
Yeah.
who want it. That's, I think, was their bigger failing. Granted, the idea of an all electric charger is dumb, in my opinion,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
magnitudes
Agree.
more dumb not to have a backup plan to bring it back to what people actually bought.
Double agree with that.
And
Yeah.
you know, and, and it's just, you can tell with the new Charger, its whole if we take the driveline out of the equation just by looking at it, to Paul's point, you can tell it was designed by somebody who wasn't a Mopar enthusiast, but trying to make it new and also appeal to the Mopar enthusiast. It has it has the rear quarter panel sort of line that the Chargers and Challengers have kind of always had, but it just doesn't work. I've said it from the start. Stylistically, it just doesn't work. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't
But
think the new
it will
car is.
not. It would just not. It wouldn't be receiving as much hate, and it will not be the quote unquote sales disaster that it actually is
Yeah.
if it had a V8 option.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think to me it's I don't have such a visceral reaction as you do. Like I don't see it to be like all that ugly. I think there are points of it that are not designed very well, and I think it's mostly because they wanted to make the Charger and Challenger into one car and just sell that as like a skateboard for like different things, obviously being like the EV plus the ICE option, which was not the right call. But I think there are elements to it that do look really nice. I think the rear end kind of looks really good from straight on. I love the light bar of it. The rear three-quarter shot is kind of nice. The front definitely leaves a lot to be desired with that weird little air intake wing thing in the front. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I mean, I understand why they did it. I don't think it was the right call though. From a design or marketing or just overall, you know, branding perspective in every way of that term. So we will see what happens, and I am in the firm belief camp that yeah, Sean, the Dodge Challenger. Yeah, exactly. Um, I firmly believe that the Hemi will make a comeback in the next couple of years, mostly because of Tim Kuniskis, who's now back at the helm for, I believe, Dodge and Ram, and he was the father or the godfather of the modern Hellcat, and he was the guy that basically turned Dodge into like the badass Hemi V8 Hellcat brand that we all know from the last 10 plus years. So I think that it's going to come back. Not only that, but a story that's fallen off in a lot of radars is the synthetic fuel thing that I keep harping on this about a million times every month on this podcast slash stream. But in the next 5 years, we will have synthetic fuel that you can buy. That is a thing that will 100% happen. And once that happens, there is zero reason to go to other forms of combustion because it's just going to be repeatable and clean burning. So the only part that I don't know is like, will the engine oil also be replaced as along with the fuel? So I don't know. So is it going to be that's a consumable that needs to be done? I would imagine they're probably developing that at the same time they're developing the fuel. I would imagine, and I know that most fuels or most oils are synthetic now anyway, but a lot of them still aren't. So I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know, but I know the actual like gasoline side of it, like that part of it, we are going to have synthetic fuel within the next 5 years, maybe 10 at the most. So if that's the
Plus,
case, we're definitely continuing internal combustion. There's no reason not to.
plus motor oil is recyclable.
Also true.
You know, I don't know if it's something somebody necessarily like wants. Um, but or like let me rephrase that. Uh,
Oh, and Steve, yes, I know. I'm talking about the cars, not the SUVs.
you know, it's what I'm saying is motor oil has a pretty long shelf life if we recycle it, do things correctly, yada yada yada. But the those in charge who want that sort of eco whatever, whatever you want to label them as, idiots mostly. Um, well, we can't have it. We can't have any derp. You know.
Shut up.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, it's sorry, I'm doing dumb things.
So normal for
Yeah,
you.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Yes, and layup, swish. Very easy joke.
It's just I think there's been a big sort of reality check with this whole EV future, electric cars, all electric by derp derp derp. Um, and there we go. I think there's been sort of a reckoning with that. It still would be nice for, like you said, synthetic fuel, for hydrogen, for to have multiple options.
Mm-hmm.
Just because competition breeds, not even competition, but that's what breeds innovation. And
Right.
you know, um, sorry, I'm trying to like read chat, do all this other dumb stuff instead of organizing my thoughts like an intelligent human person. To
Yeah,
have
be a dumb human
three,
person. It's way better.
three or four different avenues of achieving the same goal, right? EVs
Right.
have their place. Hydrogen fuel cell has its place. Synthetic fuels have their place, and you'll get to if you have three people going. Let's just say they're each bringing a third of a solution, right? Well, you'll have a solution sooner if you have three people. If the net goal is carbon neutrality and protecting the environment, you'll have a solution sooner if you have three people bringing you goods and service as opposed to just one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, just touching on.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, Paul. We're here once a week, man. You can swing by whenever you like. We'd love to have you more often. We need more. We need more people in here. Bring more
Yes.
people.
Yes.
And Sean, no, Blue Sky's not a sponsor of the stream. They're just our buddies.
Yeah, the
We just
base.
want to have the logo up always.
I support them because they help me out. They deal with me. They're doing me a big solid with the cars and the builds and stuff like that. It's been up for
Ever.
since the silver Mustang got built. Um, I just want to touch on that. They're a phenomenal custom car shop. So I wanted to sort of give them their due, and to the, four of you watching, if you need custom car work, Blue Sky. Watch, that's the one that gets like.
Yeah. That'll be it.
We do have a couple good topics today. So before we dive into them, we're going to take you straight to the pearly gates of automotive heaven, where Greg is reporting. He's like, you're like /heaven/ like Greg and his Volvo have been transplanted to iRobot, like the aesthetic theme there.
We're just lifting up on eagle's wings.
So Greg will now regale you of a tale of his own choosing, and I will be right back.
Cool. Let's all look at my car and not me, because it's way more attractive. Yes, I don't have any good stories, quite honestly, because I've been sick for the last like 3 to 4 weeks. Will Blue Sky accept organ parts? No, Steve. No, they will not. In fact, they will. They will not be there, and they will tell you to GTFO. Sean, I have one of those alphabet disorders. What is that? Is that like a parent company of Google disorder? Or is it a dyslexia disorder? I don't know. I have ADHD, so I have one of those can't concentrate orders or disorders. Plastic bag, like that kind. Man, any story? Yeah, the only story I have really is just the cool car Lego set that I got from Christmas. Though, oh, actually, the one, so my kids got me presents. They got me presents last year too. I don't have my keys on me. I have my wife's keys, but well, this is my key to my wife's car. But on my keys, I have just my Polestar key, and then I have a keychain from a local coffee shop, Sunday Motor Co., which is really cool. An awesome like car themed cafe. I've met the owner a bunch of times. Super nice guy, huge car guy, and it's all car stuff. And they have like meats and stuff. I've been to a bunch of their stuff. But on my keychain, last year, my one son gave me a thing that had like it has a dad on it and it has like tools, like a screwdriver and blah blah blah. So they gave me more tools this year, but they both gave me the same thing. Both of my sons, and they gave me it's like this snowflake looking thing, and it has it's like a 20 or an 18 or 25 different tool thing, but it's snowflake, so it's like winter themed. So they so I'm gonna keep one in my car, but it has like a hex key on it, and I'm like, this is actually a really useful tool. I'm like, holy shit! So that was a pretty cool gift to get from them. So we sent them with like $15 to like the little school market, and they got to buy a present for each other. They got to buy a present for each parent, right? So my youngest got his brother a snake because they're both into snakes, like a little rubber snake. Got me the little tool, and got my wife a mug that says "I love you, Mom." Adorable. Love it. Super cute. My oldest got my youngest a snake because they both love snakes. Got me the tool, and then got I forget what he got my wife. I think it was another mom thing, but I completely forget, quite honestly. But yeah, I got two cool little tools for from my kids, and that was my other big Christmas thing. I got a whole bunch of other random crap that adults give adults things that they want. There's no like surprise there anymore, right? So I got a bunch of nice stuff. Got a Formula One book, which is cool. But yeah, I'm gonna keep one of those tools in my car. I was like, holy shit. On a Volvo, this tool is actually going to come in very handy because there's so many random weird things on this car and other Volvos that I just need to like redo. Uh, Patrick, what's up? Haven't seen that's another new name, Patrick McNeely. What's going on? ADHD has been fun full time with my 240. Too many issues and not enough time. Yeah, yeah, ADD is super fun on this end too, man. Not really. Left rear speaker finally died. However, the right rear speaker has started working, and now can't get the tire off due to the broken lug studs. Oh man, that doesn't sound very fun. What's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Appreciate it. We're here every week, so be sure to hang out and swing back because we just talk cars. That's pretty much it. Um, the what else? I mean, honestly, the car behind me is great. I don't really have any complaints. I don't have anything to talk about on it, quite frankly. Um, Patrick from the meet. Oh, nice. Sorry. Well, one, apologies. Two, I suck with names. Um, the Chad knows this. I am a savant with names when I am drunk. When I am sober, which is 99.9999999% of the time, I don't remember any names at all. I don't know who people are. I barely even know my name. Not even not even exaggerating. When I went to Penn State and we would go out and I was like trying to like hit on girls and I was meeting like, friends that were like into football and whatever. I was just like totally, being college person, going out, drinking, having fun. And I was wasted. I would go out and I would remember everybody. And then I would still remember them the next day. When I'm sober and meet people, I don't remember shit. I'm the worst. I have the worst memory ever. Just how my brain works. I don't know. But Patrick, thank you. Good for joining, and thank you, Steve, for reminding me that's Patrick from the meet. Awesome. So now I have more memory to exactly who you are, and now that you're 240, that I remember being on the meet. So cool. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Sean, I have been through $60 on copper brake lines over the past 4 days, trying to win this clutch pedal war. Oh yeah. What's your new car? I missed it from chat earlier and I can't scroll up because we're on Skype and Chad is the one with all of the abilities to do that. And I'm not right on here. Can't see it on my phone. It's just not working. What is the new car? I don't know what the new car is. Um, recognize people's cars instead of their names. That's what I really should be doing, quite honestly. Uh, so, but yeah,
It's an
you guys leave it in chat.
it's an
Oh,
Isuzu.
Chad is back.
This
Oh, is it the rodeo or trooper?
or Amigo
Yeah. Ah, there we go. Rodeo 4x4. Is it the one that Anthony got, or is that a completely different one? Had it for a year. Really? Oh, wait, no, we did talk about this, I think. Yeah, you did, because you were trying to save the Volvo, but you did have that one as like the backup. I remember that now.
the backup.
Right. Yeah. And now, well, the Volvo was the. All right. Now that Chad has returned, I'm also going to do that thing where I leave. That's right. Anthony, you have the Trooper. He has the Rodeo. Again, it's the names thing. I can't keep it straight.
They're all the same.
You.
They're the same platform.
Yeah, the same thing.
Oh, Patrick, welcome. I was away when you joined. Um, nice people. Yeah, I don't remember names. That's my whatever you want to call it in life. I just don't remember names, but I remember the cars people like. I remember the cars people drive. Man, where's... Sorry, Greg was talking about him in college, and I was trying to find an embarrassing picture of Greg in said college for that. So what I had for a year. Mark Anthony as a trooper. Speaking of these, Sean goes, speaking of Isuzu, the supercharged Vehicula I mentioned is back on the market. I'm surprised Anthony hasn't purchased that. Or is that Anthony's New Year's resolution is to no more new cars in 25. I forgot that picture existed. So, it's the title of it. Everyone who's here, let me know in chat what your automotive New Year's resolution is. Mine is to get the motor side of the Mustang done. Greg's is to do garage things. I wonder if they're in this. But, I mean, as far as the Vehicula, God, that sounds almost illegal. it's a you committed Vehicula. I will find something, chat. I will. Something for Greg to come back to. Or us. There we go. Guess we'll just have to settle for this. What am I doing? Right. Oh no, that's what I should do. Sean's is to have one consistently working vehicle in my fleet. Now, when you call it a fleet, is there anything are there other vehicles I'm missing? You have the Isuzu, you have the Volvo. Is there another vehicle that we're missing here, or that I'm missing more specifically? Anthony goes, does it sound like me? Chad doesn't know what a Vehicula is. I know what they are. See early in the stream, I am recovering from being just dumb sick last, well, we'll say month. There we go. Let's see here. Flat tire fixes breakers. Anything I missed while Greg was talking? Steve goes, will Blue Sky accept organs? No. I try to be like, look, I have all these parts. You take them, work on my car, and if you sell it at a profit, go for it. Let's see here. Sean learned what rally callouts were. Slightly more accomplished. Yes, but I don't know if you should be using them. Especially with the resolution being to have a running car in the fleet. What did I want to do? New Greg. Oh, that's that. Thank you, Steve. Yep. We're shaming Greg for the moment. Can I make this bigger? No. Interesting. Well, let's make that smaller. Anywho, so yeah, where the hell was I? Sorry, brain is not braining. Um, Alrighty, done. Oh man, sorry guys. Like it honestly feels like my allergies are acting up. Oh god, I don't want that. But there's no allergies. It's just I couldn't even begin to tell you. Probably the like the copious amount of medication I'm on. But hey, the prodigal son has returned.
God, why on earth is that picture?
Your mic's not on.
Why on God's green earth is that picture in my slot?
I don't know.
Whoa!
I felt.
Look at that fucking guy. What a douche nozzle.
Steve asks what my actual New Year's resolution is. This year it is to lose weight, more specifically gain strength in my legs, and hopefully fix this shoulder or get this shoulder fixed. So like I can actually like raise my arm beyond that, as opposed just for point of reference. Yep, like I can't.
That's a good one. The shoulder should be the first one.
Yes.
Range of motion equals better losses all around.
Yes, I would tend to agree with that. Getting what more than likely will end up being shoulder surgery isn't necessarily conducive to like moving around. I could still go to the gym. I have been a little bit and do lower body stuff like leg day. Like leg day is basically my workout now.
Yeah.
I can basically do that. And
never skip leg day, bro.
Yeah. But Sean asks, so have the fiery Mustang parts been moved yet? The fiery shell of the Mustang has. The crispy. It's going to a man in Delaware. He's turning it into a race car. So
nice.
And he goes, same for me, same bullshit. Probably gonna go look at a red block car tomorrow.
Anthony, the slumlord of Ship Squad of cars.
The Colt. Patrick goes, the cult of the red block, and Sean goes, red block. Jesus is pleased. I think it's time you started like flipping some of your vehicles, Anthony, so you could build one epic vehicle.
I second that.
Patrick, there's still an 87 240 for sale in Landing. Greg, you should have a third 240.
No, I don't want either of the other two anymore. I want to downsize all things that are not in my immediate possession.
Speaking of which, is there anything of note on either of those two that is worth mentioning?
Nope. Talk to me again in 2026. We'll figure it out then.
Oh, I was like 2026, like 2 years from now. I was like, oh fuck.
Oh, oh, that next year thing.
Yeah.
That's real now. January. Shit.
Oh,
I know.
2026.
Mark or Anthony. Fuck. Do that every time. Anthony, you should cancel your order and just buy my Polestar. That's what you should do.
In all honesty, in all honesty, Anthony should buy the Blurple one and
Oh,
put a
that's
motor
already
in it.
sold.
Oh, it's already sold. I talk
Yeah.
to you every day, you jackass. You don't think you'd mention? Oh, I sold this thing that was a big part
Oh,
of.
wait. Oh, wait. Sorry. I don't know why. See, this is what happens with ADD in my brain. So when you said the Blurple one, my brain went to V70R, not the 240.
Context, Greg.
I know, but this is how my brain works. Because that's the car that I've actually driven with that color.
Is it at least on the
So,
correct side of the Mississippi?
no,
Ugh.
still in Oregon. Yeah, if anyone wants that car, $1,000 will get you all of it. Literally all of it.
Special. You just put that on the internet.
I did.
Greg, my burnt out husk of a Mustang sold for 1,200.
Yeah, but that's a shell of a 2015 car.
It
This is the
doesn't.
Volvo 240, which is a very small market.
It. I guarantee you. I'll tell you what. Send me pictures of it.
Mm-hmm.
I promise we could probably get $3,000 to $7,000 for it.
All right, deal. I will give you 10% of whatever the listing sells for. Legally binding on the interwebs, on stream, done.
Anthony is a notary, so he's digitally notarizing this as we
Where's
speak.
where's Elliot? We need him on this stream to notarize this conversation. He's an
Yeah.
actual notary.
It's good information to have. I don't know what I'd use it for, but
He introduces all of his videos with I'm the motory notary.
I just thought that was a.
No,
I just thought that was like an inside joke that I forgot.
yeah.
Anthony goes. Steve goes. Send the 240s to Blue Sky. Fun fact: that was the original plan. It's not necessarily the getting the
They
car
were
there.
already there.
It's not so much the send it to them, finish the build kind of a thing that Greg is. It's the actual financials behind it.
Yeah.
Anthony goes, Greg, instead of me buying your Polestar, I'm going to go boost happy with our V60 and let you drive it. Drive it to drive home the fact that you should go nuts with yours.
Yeah, that's probably a good scenario for Chad and you to make my wallet go.
How about this, Anthony? I'll strike a deal with you and Greg has to go with it. Buy the magic blue comma whatever the crap the Volvo pink code name is 240 that Greg has, and with that money we will upgrade the turbo in Greg's car. So if you want to see the turbo upgrade, you know what it costs to upgrade that turbo and have it become a hybrid turbo, whatever you Volvoists do. So that's how we get a bigger turbo in Greg's car. And you get a 240. The shell, correct me if I'm wrong on any of these. Shell, good. Paint, decent. Suspension, brakes, etc., all in and plumbed.
In and plumbed and
So
upgraded because it's an upgraded brake system.
And all it needs is an engine.
It needs an engine. It needs it has a harness, so it needs to be like basically it has everything. It just needs to get put together.
Anthony.
With some stuff. I think it might need a manifold, but that's easy enough to source. And I think it needs an exhaust, but that's also easy enough to source.
Anthony, are you listening?
Yeah,
This could literally be at. I'm just gonna say it. Buy it for 5, sell it for 15. You've made 10 grand.
honestly, that car put together is probably a $15,000 car because it's got the paint. The paint needs to get redone in certain spots, but it drips. It's nothing that a good body shop can't do for a couple $100 and blend it, honestly. Yeah. No, Chad, we'll talk tomorrow because if you're serious about like listing it for me, I will send you all of the things.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. All right.
what, dude, the thing has been sitting in
I
Oregon
know.
doing.
I
Is
know.
it at least at like a friend, like the Jesse
It's
or
still
whatever?
at Jesse's shop. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, might as well make a couple bucks on it.
I
And
know.
then Patrick goes, slap a slant 6 into it and call it a day. And then, but here's the
That would
thing.
be sweet.
Anthony goes, Sean, what are you doing with the red block in my garage? You have an engine. Oh, you
Yeah.
just
I
get the
have an
shit.
engine.
I
There's a
understand
red
that.
block that comes with it.
Anthony, if you don't do this, I'm gonna seriously question your love of Volvo. Like seriously, like
Uh,
you could on like you bought a Trooper, lifted it, and made it work in like 3 weekends. Just based on your beard alone, this should be an easy project for you.
yeah. We'll all talk offline. Anthony won't buy it. It's not a good deal. It's Anthony likes the good deal, and I like Anthony for that. But we'll list it. I bet you we can probably get a couple grand out of it for sure. Just because it's a
It's a
fairly
roller
put
ready to
together
go.
thing.
It's
Yeah, it's like it. I bet you we can get probably 5 grand for all of it if you want to even either sell it as a full package or as separate stuff. Honestly,
well, I mean, I would so just to put a pin in this, and then we can get to the breaking news with Gregson. That has nothing to do with Gregson's stuff. It is actual automotive news. Like Volvo news at the tens. Is I would personally sell it as a roller and say we have an engine if you want it to.
yeah, because then you can sell that separately if you really needed to.
But I mean,
And I bet you that Jesse would honestly want that engine because he could either strip it for parts or he could use that as a swap candidate for someone else, another customer or something. Same thing with the trains. It's a good
you
trains.
know, yeah. So the two of us and Anthony, we will discuss the things and such. But I mean, before we get into the news, the teal car, please just kick that down the road. Like that one, you should just either just give to whatever mechanics working on it, or going to work on it, and be like, here, you do whatever the hell you want with it.
Wait, what teal one?
Don't you have a second 240 that was being built in like PA by
Oh,
someone?
it's green. It's not teal. It's green.
Seafoam,
Like
whatever the
dark
fuck
green.
the color is.
No, it's dark. It's dark green.
It is seafoam. The pictures you sent me were of a light green. At any rate, we're getting sidetracked here. Just
No, it's not. It's a dark green 240. I promise.
interesting. So, and then Steve goes, everyone has a red block except for me. I don't. And I don't see one in my future.
I like Patrick's response. You aren't missing much. That's good. Oh, and Anthony, I talked to Red Block Society. They're not interested.
Sean goes, I have a beat on a Volvo Penta 2.5 motor, stroker red block. Of course you do. At any rate.
Shit. Hang on. Sorry. Kitty thing. I will be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll get to news.
I'm putting the picture back up.
Don't you fucking dare.
I mean, well, fuck. it's 3 clicks. Like, come on, Greg. Um, but no, like, again, not for nothing. Anyone who's mechanically minded could take that car. It's probably going to need a little bit of TLC just for the amount of time it's sat. But, um, you know, it's a good roller. It has V70R brakes, if memory serves, upgraded suspension. It's just begging for the right engine. And even like Greg said, there is some paint issues or what have you, but that can be corrected by a decent body shop pretty on the cheap. Well, not cheap on the cheap as in cheaply done, on the cheap as in inexpensive to be done correctly. Um, you know, it's no, as a roller, that thing is as good as it gets because it has the custom interior. I'm gonna make this thing so Greg can have extra money. I might just sell it without letting him know and just be like, "Hey, the Mustang's done." Anthony goes, "I'll find out possibly tomorrow if there's a 16 valve at my disposal." I like how the Volvo Red Block, there's like the 8 valve and the 16 valve. And then, like, it just makes me think of Cummins because you have the 12, 24 valve. And, like, I don't know if there's an 8 and 16 valve for the 4BT. I haven't really looked into it too much apart from, like, hey, that'd be a cool thing to throw in, like, an old taco. Let's see if goes, Gregson's going to be pissed. Have you met me? You have. I bust chops. It's what I do. Welcome to me. Anthony goes, you can make a pretty pissed off red block with just the 16 valve. This is why you are the perfect candidate, my good sir. I'm just saying. I'm mostly joking. If you're actually like legit, that's fine. But like, I don't know. I see it as a win-win, you know. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that sort of stuff, right? So like, even in like the Coyote world, if you have a Gen 2, a good head swap is the Voodoo head swap. In the like the 2J world, the what a lot of guys actually will do is they'll take the head off of a 2JZ GTE. Has to be the GTE and the GE heads are different. A GTE head and put it on like a 1J because that is the best flowing head. You see some guys putting 1JZ VVTI GTE heads on 2J GEs because it does flow a little bit better. There's a lot of cool stuff with that. You know, if you're looking at sort of hot rod. For me specifically, I would go Voodoo heads because they're the best flowing heads. They only need a light, like the top built Coyotes out there are using Voodoo heads, and they're only polishing them. They're not even porting them. But in my case, that would require even more work because the Gen 3s have direct end port injection, so I'd have to delete the direct injection, which is more hassle, and up to like 1500 horsepower, it's actually good to have the direct injection because it's a good way to more precisely control fuel and, you know, combustion chamber temperatures, all that sort of fun stuff. Yes. Yeah, Anthony, like, I honestly think it would be cool for Greg to just do a little bit, assuming the tuning can be sourced like that. Like, that's my only holdup with like really going into being like, Greg, let's forget the sports car at 25. Let's spend some of that money on the Polestar and go from there. Sean, thanks for watching, my good dude. Appreciate you. Enjoy your dinner. I need to get. I should have. I missed dinner, and now saying dinner it makes me hungry. He's already got a tuning solution, but I don't know enough about them to sit here and say like. So I'll put it to you this way: I got lucky in the Mustang space because Lund tuning are incredible. What they can do with a stock ECU is insane, and they're the go-tos. If you've modded your Mustang in a certain way, they've probably tuned it, and their staff can give you a really good, really safe tune that makes power. I don't know enough about the Volvo tuning. I knew Hilton, I knew Shark, those guys. I knew the guy up in Connecticut who doesn't do it anymore, Stevo or Scotto or whatever the hell his name was, or whatever. All that stuff sort of dried up. I don't know enough about the company that tuned Greg's car in the first place to like really sort of shove him down that route. And again, let's see. What the fuck did Steve say? Anywho, yeah, Anthony goes. He's already got a downpipe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he does. Um, it's a question for when he comes back, honestly. But I don't know if they do, like, if they're canned tunes or if they do. With the turbo, I guess it's just manifold pressure. I don't know if they have map sensors or what have you as a boost reference. Hey, Greg.
Oh, God damn it.
You said not to.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't going to immediately happen.
I know. I should have been. I mean, even reverse psychology wouldn't have worked. It was like,
No, it was
oh,
happening.
I hope you put it up. It still would have gone up anyway. Doesn't matter. Yes. Yeah, get that out of there. Gross.
We're talking about tuning options because if you do sell the Blurple car, the 240, and let's just say hypothetically, I hold your nuts to a fire and say this is going into the Polestar. Who tuned your car with the downpipe? Are they canned tunes? And does your car have a map sensor?
So yes. And to Anthony's point in chat, it's Rika. Rika would do it. That's the tune I have on my car now. It'd be through Toby++. It's in Sweden, and this tune would adapt to a hybrid turbo. I don't think I would need a remap, actually, surprisingly, because I think it's just the tune then just adapts via the ECU. But I need to just confirm that with Toby++ because there's a guy in Sweden that did this exact thing, and I don't think he had to actually update any of the mapping. I would also need to get two other things though to maximize the tune and to make it work as appropriately and as efficiently as needed for the car. I would need the intercooler drop in, and I would need the intake just for the airflow and the cooling. Other than that, it should be a pretty just throw in a turbo, throw in an intake, throw in an intercooler. Don't need to retune.
And what is this
from
cost?
what I understand?
And what would that cost?
Turbo's probably around 1,500 to 2. Intercooler's 7, and the intake is 5. So between 3 and 5. I don't remember the pricing exactly, but between there.
And as a point of reference, your current turbo goes to what as far as when does it lose efficiency boost wise? And is the hybrid turbo increasing boost or is it increasing
right around
volume?
I think, this car, because it's a small turbo, I think it's right around 5,500, 5,600 RPMs. Is when you really start to feel a plateau. And then what was the second part of that?
Anthony probably answer this too. The hybrid turbo.
Yeah.
Is a stock housing.
That I don't know. I haven't looked into this turbo as much as the V70R because I was actually getting that. So I don't know. Honestly, Anthony knows more than I do at this point because it's the same motor. He's basically just getting the turbo I would get probably from
So
I think
Anthony,
it's Nick.
are the housings the same, the cold side and the hot side? And like, because I'm just thinking, usually when you hit a plateau at an RPM with the turbo, you're running into back housing issues. Um, I don't know enough about the Volvo turbo. I just know that Volvo's like, all right, we have this engine. All right, here's the appropriately sized turbocharger. No, we can't have that. No. Just like our meatballs, we're making it smaller.
That's right.
So
But he
Anthony
goes,
goes,
cold housing is punched out and a bigger wheel is installed.
along with the exhaust being punched out. So the exhaust is moving more volume, if I understand that correctly. Anthony. Here to motivate you to move a little bit faster with that answer.
Mmm. Look at that
Some would say
face.
this is the hybrid turbo Gregson.
That's bizarro, Gregson.
Okay, so we
That's
are going to be moving more, so that hybrid turbo should theoretically move the not only increase the power band but move it a little more towards higher RPM, so that the Volvo doesn't act like a damn diesel. Okay, yes,
yes.
fantabulous. So new resolution, automotively speaking.
Here's what we're actually doing in 2025.
Oh no, the Mustang. As much as I want to see you do this, just because like you're so close to having a 12-second fucking Volvo
I
station wagon,
know, I know. Which is pretty cool, honestly.
and it's idiot proof, and we could,
Yeah,
and it then becomes something cool to take on like a drag week, like
yeah, that's true.
you know, um, Mustang parts and making this happen for Greg. So everyone, Greg has a really good rolling 240. Send it to all your Volvo friends, and remember, 10% goes to me.
That's right.
Just kidding. Uh, and spread the word.
Yeah.
Greg needs a bigger turbo. I don't know how long I've been saying this for. A long.
You know who doesn't need a new, bigger turbo? Lamborghinis, because that's what we should talk about now.
Okay. And
Because
why
it's
is
10
that?
o'clock. Because it's 10 o'clock, and I'm actually really tired because I'm fucking old. Uh, hang on, I got to bring up the article again, but I spotted this headline, and I'm like, we got to talk about this because this is hysterical. But it's actually kind of not hysterical because most people that drive the other car that Lamborghini is benchmarking against, and they go, oh, this thing is actually good. And most people that have driven this car, um, the wonderful and lovely third shifting laneser Hanson also has driven this car and has waxed poetic about it. But apparently, Lamborghini is benchmarking the Hyundai Ioniq N, which is the funniest headline of all time until you realize that the Ioniq N is a good fucking car. Because, like, everyone, and I'm talking everyone that has gotten into this from the automotive journalism world, has been like, this car is legit, is wild to drive because what's the horsepower rating on this thing? It's like I think it's 603 horsepower in this freaking little hatch thingy.
Crossover.
Where is? Oh yeah, 641 horsepower dual motor powertrain is comparable to the Urus. like the Lamborghini has wanted to make an EV for a while, and that it's that thing that was like the concept that they brought up. But like if they're gonna make an EV that's quick, that's like crossover hatchbacky sort of in nature, the Ionic N is actually a good shout because it's I don't think I've actually seen anyone get into the car, review it, or drive it and be like, no. Every single article or video that I've watched on it, and it's into the multiple dozens on both sides of that now, have been like this thing absolutely destroys. The fake noise aside, which you can turn off, which is exactly the first thing I would do because that's dumb. But the way the car handles is pretty insane. The way it gets up and goes is pretty insane. And Lamborghini benchmarking Hyundai is the funniest part of this entire conversation. Like, yeah, yeah, Anthony, exactly. Didn't have that on my 2025 bingo card. Nobody did. Literally nobody. Ah, yes, Lamborghini benchmarking Hyundai. That's not a thing.
I mean, they're literally, they're just fancy Volkswagen. I mean, at this point.
I mean, you're kind of not wrong, honestly. I don't know. It's cool as a headline to hear, but it's also like the fuck. Quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing, right? If you're going to, um, this is what we've always sort of said. Go away. What is this? Thank you.
I
Um,
know. So many ads on these sites now, it's insane.
it's like unwatchable, like for a lot, like
Yeah.
unreadable. It's like, oh, that's a cool article. All right, there's an ad up here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there's another one. Okay, now there's two popovers. And the ones I hate the most are the ones when you're scrolling and they just pop up, and then you have to continue scrolling to get rid of it, and you
Uh-huh.
don't realize it. So it's like, here's the thing: we've been talking about this for a long time when it comes to electric cars. There's no real reinventing the wheel here. They're pretty damn simple. They're all skateboards. You have four wheels, some batteries in the middle, and pick a number of motors you want. Three,
Right.
two, whatever.
Right.
And what orientation you want in them. So, I mean, ben. Here's the thing. Benchmarking tells me that they're like, okay, we're using Volkswagen tech. Because why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And their goal is to have it beat this. Because now that you've said this, and if the Ionic 5N is still faster over a quarter mile, over a half mile, over a road course, lap after lap after lap after lap, or whatever, in whichever way you want to
Mm.
determine speed. Oops.
Yeah. Big oops.
And this goes to like the Hyundai sort of brand shift of, with the whole N division, what they're doing with like the
Mhm.
Elantra and what they did with the Veloster N and all of that. You know, if someone comes out and builds a thing that is a hell of a thing, you'd be kind of stupid not to look at it and go, okay, what is it doing right? And how do I implement that
Right.
into my car without, you know, flat out stealing the tech or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh,
Right.
yeah, Anthony, Hyundai did go from a throwaway Econobox to, hey, Lamborghini, take notes.
It's true.
So look, it's driving me nuts that this is at Port Sud. I don't know why, but like, my brain is going, is this like Italian port, like a, is that like Italian for Porta John? I don't know. But at any rate,
Port Authority.
yeah, right. At any rate, like, it's like, okay, it's an electric car. It's not like Lamborghini's building a new engine and going, wait a minute, what's Hyundai doing?
Yeah.
Let's pump the brakes there
Right.
because, as we've seen, it does not take a lot to make a fast EV. You don't have to do a lot. Again, battery
Right.
add motors till a desired speed is reached.
Right.
Which
And
is
it's
both
pretty easy
cool,
to do so with EVs.
which is cool in the sense that theoretically EV opens up a whole world of possibilities for performance vehicles. that otherwise wouldn't be possible.
Right.
But on like the other hand, it's still electric. Like the whole idea of a silent Lamborghini, pass. I don't.
Yeah.
It could literally be twice as fast through the quarter mile and half as long, um, and everything. It's
Well, that's why you see all the memes now. It's just like the Tesla owner comes up and is just like, "Ha! I can beat you to the quarter mile by a full second and a half," and then it's just like the the Lambo owner, next to him is just like, "I don't care." And that's the thing. Like, I think that we've talked about it before. I think that the speed wars are over. EVs have won in that sense. For like a regular car. Like you can just go and buy a Tesla Model S Plaid and it beats basically everything, right? The thing is just like enthusiasts don't give a shit for the most part. And other EVs are fine and they're great commuter cars, which is like cool. You can do a 8-second quarter mile, 9-second quarter mile. Great. I want to build an engine that does it faster than that and have noises.
it's not even about
Like,
being faster. It's about the experience, right? Like
right.
an
It's the
EV
experience,
is
but it's the
EVs
experience of like building the car.
EVs
And like
are
it's just better.
they're just soulless. They don't hit
Yeah.
any of the. When we were kids, a lot of what dictated what cars we were into was just the sound they made.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just
Very
hear,
much, yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Or
was a
like,
Tesla. Oh, it was a Honda. Oh, it was a Lamborghini. Like, yeah,
yeah.
and like, it's just like you said, the speed wars are over. The experience wars is what we all want to be.
I
Important.
think, yeah, the experience wars are
And
I
stop.
think what's going to end up winning out.
And to Anthony's point of stop it with the fake noise. Just stop it.
Yeah, no,
I don't want
nobody
fake
wants that.
engine noise. Make a new noise because let's face it,
Right.
if EVs do emit a noise, they do become safer to say pedestrians if you're driving through a neighborhood or that sort of stuff.
Which they should. They should have that noise.
And they should have their
because people should know them.
own noise. Like
Yes.
if you think for 1 second that it's like, Lambo, no V12. Haha, but we pump V12 noises through the speakers. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
Fake is fake. It's just like I don't like internal combustion cars like the M3 and the M4 pumping engine noise through the speakers. Don't like it. You know what that tells
Right.
me? You built the car wrong.
Right. Yeah, like I'll tell. I mean, every single auto manufacturer that's watching this, which is none of them, but
At least
all of them that
four.
will, at least 4. Nobody wants this. Exactly 0 people want this. And if you do want this, no.
Here's the thing.
Just
if you're
no.
someone who wants this, guess what? Not a hard problem to do. Oh, you want sound to come through the speakers? I wonder how that could be achieved.
Turn on the radio.
It's just look, on the one hand, like to Anthony and a couple other people said in chat, it is really cool that Hyundai built a vehicle that has a certain level of performance that made Lamborghini go,
The fuck? Yeah.
okay, at a bare minimum, we got to beat these guys now. Fuck, but like,
Yeah.
but on the other hand,
Like, that's cool.
it's I don't know. This article would be way more interesting if it's like Lamborghini to come out with small car using Elantra N as benchmark. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would be
That would
even
say more because,
weird
like-
and interesting.
Again, and to kind of put a bow on it, there's no
Yeah.
groundbreaking science to making an EV fast. All
No.
you have to figure out is how much battery, how much motor, and where to put the motors. Because, newsflash, even in an all-wheel drive car, when you launch, the car still does that. So you could have 50-50 power split. This the front axle is still going to split. That's why most of your 3-motor EVs have 2 in the back, 1 in the front.
Yeah. Right.
Elliot Manning, welcome. Elliot Manning, welcome. He goes,
What's up, dude?
the problem for you guys is that whether or not people like it or not, they still will buy it. There will be I'm not sitting here and saying someone shouldn't buy the Ioniq N or shouldn't buy the Lamborghini Ionico Neo. I'm not saying that. If it floats your boat, do it. Do not care. What I'm saying is that, like, it's just, look, it's just not, it's not for me, it's not for us. It's not what like gets me going. Like, yeah, I've been in some pretty fast cars. Yes, I've been in a Tesla that launched, and it is ridiculous how fast those things can accelerate. But that is a rarely used party trick. And it's not even a party trick, but you get what I mean. And even when it is, it's like, okay. It's way more fun for me, and it's way more interesting, and it's way more whatever to try and launch my car, my Mustang. I don't know if that's there because there's an inherent skill involved or what have you. But the overall experience, it's not for me. But if you like cars like this, and I'm not saying you do, Anthony, I'm just saying generally, or not Anthony, Elliot, that's fine. Go for it. Buy whatever the hell you want. And I've been saying it for years. It's just, I don't know. The fake stuff just annoys me. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's like, and again, this will be the bow in the conversation. When I had the silver Mustang, there's not really any body kits for it. There's not really a front bumper kit for it that's different, right? You can get a Shelby GT350 repo, you can get a GT500, and you can get a Mach 1. That's it. Those are your options. And I personally like the way the GT500 looks way more than, or not way more, but more than the others. It's like, ooh, I want to do that on my car. But in my head, I couldn't do it without the power to back it up. That's why I supercharged it. The end goal for that car was always to get a GT500 front end conversion. It got a fire front end conversion. You know, and Anthony goes, the front end of his XC40 jumps pretty good, and it's a twin motor. Is it a motor on each axle, or pretty sure, right? Because it's all-wheel drive. But that was kind of the thing I was mentioning is that you can't put it's why inherently Porsche's 911s in motorsports are so good coming out of slow corners, are so good in standing starts, because that weight transfer happens, and it's all over the rear wheels. Jason Camisa did a great job of explaining it in one of his videos that I'm not going to go looking for because, frankly, we don't have the time.
Yeah, but yeah, this is an interesting. It's just interesting that Lambo is benchmarking Hyundai. Oh, we've got video inception, and it's about to happen. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. But the other one that I sent Chad was this thing. I don't know anything about it. I didn't read the article. I saw the headline and I saw the picture and I'm like, look at this. What even is that thing? I've never seen a car like that ever.
The Shaddy.
The Shaddy?
Shadi, pronounced Shaddai, not Shawty.
Shadai?
Yep, whatever.
Shadai.
2000.
Fucking T-Pain.
Started life as a crew cab half-ton Chevy. Is one of only 4 survivors. Shocking.
Survivors? So they made more? I thought this was. Oh God, I would have assumed this was a one-off.
No, apparently these Auto Dreams people made it, and of course it has the Batman thing in the rear glass.
Oh my God, what a monstrosity!
Yeah, for reals.
Though, me liking weird things.
Yeah, no. There's weird and there's dumb.
I don't want to drive it.
No. But
The thing is insane looking.
But here's the stupidest thing. I was looking at this. It doesn't have like unless there's like a picture of it from the front that I'm missing.
Yeah, yeah. Go up, go up. Stop right there, middle, middle. Yeah, there, that.
Okay, so it does.
Look at that.
So it does actually have headlights. I was wondering where they were. Oh, and you
Yeah.
can see the fiberglass work is just done phenomenally. Like
Yeah.
let's just take a gander
good.
at this panel gap, and how it gets smaller going over here. Just
Or just look at the nose. Look at how uneven the nose is, like down where the lights are.
and I don't even think this is. I know this is the maybe it's not. This doesn't appear to be centered with that, and then.
No, it's not good.
Hey, but at least the Steelies are chrome.
I know. You know what would make this look awesome? A normal truck front end.
A fire.
Just saying. Just saying. Like, I mean, the back end is not good, but like a truck with that wing, normal front end, and like a little wide body fender flare, that would look badass.
I think this started as a S10. I don't think the drive has it right. Or half ton. Did they say half ton? What did they say?
Yeah, they said half ton.
A rebodied S10 at first, but it's hard to tell the scale from the photos. Okay, so they did at least acknowledge it. No, you can tell this is S10 just by looking at it
Yeah,
here.
it looks like an S10.
Right here.
Yeah. It looks like an
I
S10.
want to know how many mushrooms, how much absinthe, how much meth was involved when they were sculpting the body.
All of it. All of the meth. The injection and otherwise.
God, no.
Yeah, I know. Look at that thing. Wait. Go back one picture. What does it say on the rear end?
Simply red, not. Or nut.
No. I thought it said nut. Nut, 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 nut.
I don't know. This is the type of image that you think of when you're we'll just say trying to last longer.
Oh my god. This is something special.
Built by someone
And
who's
by
very special.
it was also something special. Yeah, this is one of the weirdest things I think I've ever come across on car internet dumb, and that's saying something because I like the weird stuff. I do want to drive this though.
What are
I
these
really want
lights
to
doing?
drive it.
Like, what are these lights doing in the back, in front of the front wheel? They're not even
Oh,
straight.
That's to blind the oncoming traffic, Chad. How did you not know that?
That'll light up right in a blind spot.
Yeah. Oh, Steve, I bet it's called Red Rocket. That's the perfect name for this car. Red Rocket, Red Rocket. Oh my God, what an ugly monstrosity piece of crap.
Yeah, Anthony, it is definitely one of the trucks of all time.
I love that. That's one of my favorite phrases. It's one of the things of all time.
I mean,
Oh my God.
just buy a C3 or a Fiero.
I guess my final question of the evening for you is how much money would it take for someone to give you to daily drive this thing?
A lot.
I want a dollar figure.
Well, let's just assume I would take the money and build the ultimate version of my Mustang, because that's what it would basically take. So we're talking 5.5 liter stroked Coyote with
Yep.
parts built by Fast Forward Race Engines. We're talking built trans. We're talking KWs, all four corners. We're talking GT350 brake upgrade. Probably wheels to make those fit. Carbon fiber, the everything. 7 figures.
Oh my God.
Like maybe 500, like 100
I
grand,
just
like 200
I
grand.
just meant for you to like take it as it sits and daily drive it.
Well, I wouldn't modify this. The modifications would be done with the sledgehammer. I'm talking
No,
like
you're misunderstanding. I want you to give me a dollar amount for someone to take this car and give it to you but the stipulation is that you have to drive it as is, as a daily driver. What is the amount of money that someone
That's
would
what I'm
need to
saying.
pay
If I'm
you to do
if
that?
I'm dailying this, you best damn believe that I'm going to finish the Mustang and the vision I have with it as my fun secondary
I
car.
understand. Okay, I get it. Anthony was that was going to be my amount. I was like, give me 100 grand, I would
I
daily
mean,
drive
let me
this.
put it to you this way, right? Like, I would absolutely take. I'm not in a position to be like 50 grand. Pfft, I don't need that.
Oh yeah, yeah, me neither.
Like you know what I mean. So like there is that, but like, I mean, it would be hilarious, right? Like just
Yeah.
like it'd be even. All right, this would be hysterical if you like if someone put in like a Texas Speed LS twin turbo, right? And it was like a
Hmm.
9 second truck and looked this dumb,
Yes, that would be actually awesome.
right? That would be just like one of those things where it's, uh, and who knows? Maybe doing the quarter mile at 150 or going through the traps at 150 miles an hour, any questionable fiberglass might be yeeted into outer space.
You know what? I just figured it out. This thing looks like it's giving birth to a Bricklin at the front end.
And it definitely has that vibe.
It has a Bricklin vibe for the fiberglass nose for sure.
Those headlights have to be fucking useless. Like you
I
couldn't
know
daily
they
this.
probably are.
It's like, where are you going tonight? Nowhere. Why? Because I see 2 feet in front of me. Oh, tree dead.
Yes, yes, I see it. I said daily, not nightly.
Well, daily implies that it's the vehicle you take out every
I
day to do everyday
I
things.
know. I meant just during the day.
Yeah, when people can actually see it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what a great way to end the stream on that freaking thing.
Yep.
Good
Alrighty.
job.
And on that note, guys,
Yes.
we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for everyone who watched, commented, all that sort of fun stuff. Greg and I will sit down and discuss whether we're back Wednesday or Thursday next week. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. But until then, you guys have a good one. Happy New Year. Hope 2025 is the year you finally get the insert automotive.